So far, we have seen two different applications, the Hello World and the Greet Friend application. Both these applications contained a single activity. Now, in general, Android applications could be composed of several components. It could contain several different activities, one or more services, broadcast receivers, and perhaps content providers. The structure of a specific application depends upon how it is designed and what components it is designed to contain. The details of the components that form part of an application is contained in a file called as the Android manifest file. Every single application contains at least one or more manifest files. Let's look at an example of a manifest file for our Greet Friend application. So in this manifest file, as you can notice, the first thing that you see is that it is a XML file. It contains several different pieces of information. In particular, let me draw your attention to the description of the activity that is contained within this manifest file. It provides various properties related to this activity. So in general, applications declare their components in a manifest file. So if your application contains several activities or maybe services, each one of them will have to be declared inside this manifest file. The manifest file is included as part of the APK package. So the Android framework consults your manifest file in order to learn which components are part of your application and the specific details about each of those components. So as you saw, the manifest file is a structured XML file, and it contains several details related to your application, including any API libraries that your application may involve. In addition, later on we will see that if your application requires certain permissions, then these have to be declared in the manifest file. In general, an application consists of one or more activities. Now, as we have already learned, every activity is associated with its corresponding user interface. Now, if your application contains multiple activities, one of them will be designated as the main activity. This is the activity that will be started when your application first launches. Now, moving from one activity to another activity involves having the current activity start the next one. There is a mechanism called as intent that allows you to start new components within your application. We will examine the details about intents in the next exercise. So let's move on to the next exercise, where we will introduce an additional activity to our Greet Friend application. Now we will modify the Greet Friend application such that we have one activity where it seeks the user's input of his or her friend's name, and when the button is clicked, the application will move to a second activity which displays the greeting message. Now, to start the second activity from the first activity, we will use the intent mechanism for this purpose. We will learn more details about intents and how we make use of them in the next exercise.